Hello, welcome to Board Game Opinions. My name is Jonathan Hicks.
I'm Chantal Cointot.
I'm David J. Smith.
And I'm Mark Windle.
And we are continuing our playthrough of Legacy of Dragonholt. Now, last time we wandered around the town a bit, got our bearings, and not an awful lot happened, I have to say, from memory. But we did speak to a couple of interesting people. So this time, hopefully today, we're going to get out and really find out some information. Our friend...
No, we found our friend.
We found our friend?
Yes. Right to the end.
Celise, yeah.
Okay, we found her. That's good. I'm trying to remember exactly what we did. But there's still some kind of mystery, isn't there, in terms of something going on at this manor.
We think somebody outside's maybe trying to do in...
There was the... It wasn't the butler, was it? But what was the guy, the one that you thought was the
Was it the
baddie?
cousin or something?
Talbot.
Yeah.
We haven't heard his name yet.
There was some dodgy guy from the intro story who pushed a statue, we thought, or something.
Yes.
Yes.
She escaped, didn't
Yeah.
she? Anyway, we'll find out, I guess, quite what happens as we go around the village. So, David, you got the book?
Yep.
Do you want to kick us off? So, day 2, technically, out of 7 days, possibly, for our village exploration.
You wake the next morning, a bit later than usual, greeted again by the smell of freshly baked bread and seasoned meats. As you dress yourself, you can hear Mariam's voice above the other patrons coming from the common room. You step out of your room and head down to breakfast. Mariam, Braxton and Sapphire are sitting together as usual, and the younger gnome waves you over. You greet them and take your seats, serving yourself a plate of delicious-looking food. Braxton has apparently asked Sapphire about the great oak in Eventide Forest. Oh, you must be talking about the Tree of Tales, answers Sapphire. That old oak has been there for centuries, according to the stories. The people of Dragonholt say it's... The people of Dragonholt say that a benevolent spirit lives in the tree. Sapphire stops to take a drink of her tea before continuing. There's a custom in Dragonholt to tell your tales to the spirit, whether spoken or written. They say you'll be blessed with good fortune if the spirit is moved by your story. Some of the villagers have taken to leaving gifts for the spirit as well, in hopes of gaining its admiration, I suppose. Fascinating, says Braxton. Mariam frantically scribbles something on a piece of parchment and pockets it. When Braxton looks at her curiously, Mariam says, "Just making a note for myself." Braxton raises an eyebrow, and an almost imperceptible grin crosses Sapphire's lips. So our choices are, ask Mariam and Braxton about their plans for the day, ask Sapphire about the wooden trinket that we found in the woods.
Oh, yeah, hang on. And there was some initials or something, wasn't there, on it?
There are some initials,
Yes.
T and U. We've met someone with at least one of those initials who was carving something, I think made out of wood. Whittling in the Chatty Archer.
Okay,
So,
we could go back there then.
yeah. So yes, we can ask them about the wooden trinket we found, or we can ask if there are any special events coming up, or we can finish our breakfast and prepare for the day ahead.
I think we want to know more about the
We have this trinket, so we should ask about that.
Yes.
You produce a small bundle of cloth and unwrap it, revealing the wooden trinket you found in the Tree of Tales. Oh my, may I? You nod and she carefully lifts the trinket, examining the craftsmanship. She turns over in her hand and giggles when she sees the letter etched into the wood. As I thought, this is most certainly carved by Theodore. Have you met him? He's a very kind, elderly human man. He's lived in the village his whole life. Theo opened the woodworking shop in the market when he was a young man, but he's retired for a while now. He comes by the Swan for breakfast or lunch on occasion. He spends most of his time at the Chatty Archer or in the market. Even after retiring, he's still whittling every day. The bell signals someone entering the Swan, and Sapphire stands. I'm sure Theo will be happy to see that particular piece again, she says before running off to greet the new patron. You return to your room to retrieve what you'll need for the day ahead. If story point V6 is marked, the encounter is complete.
Yes.
Cool.
Wasn't there some restriction about the opening hours of the Chatty Archer?
It's like 10 o'clock or something, maybe later even than that, I can't remember.
I think it's a bar, it was in the evening.
Of course, yeah.
All right, so if we're about to go somewhere else during the day and then we can go to the Chatty Archer in the evening?
Yep.
All right, so we can just go where we like now, can't we?
Yep, that was the end of that encounter, so someone else will be reading and you'll be picking the number of the place that we go to.
Where do we want to go? There's a few pubs, but we probably want to leave those for a while. We went to the guard station last time, didn't we?
And the village hall.
Okay, yes. I'm keen to see the shrine.
Yeah.
I don't quite know what sort of shrine it is, but
It's intriguing.
it might be pretty.
It's a focal point.
Sure.
Shall I
Yes.
take us to
Go on
the
then.
shrine?
Yeah.
Alright. 2790. The shrine is a building of white marble with a domed glass ceiling. A garden of flowers, fruits and vegetables is laid out behind the shrine and surrounded by a low garden wall. In front of the shrine stands a marble column, a beacon fire on at its tip. If it is day 5, nope.
Nope.
If it's day 7, nope. If story point C2 is marked, nope. Otherwise read entry 4010. The sanctuary is cool and peaceful. It ripples with light and shadow as natural light filters through the glass dome and falls upon the rocky pool in the centre of the room. The space is filled with the silence of a babbling spring as water bubbles up from the rock and flows out to the garden outside. The spirits are strong here, says a voice from behind you. An elderly orc man emerges from the shadows, his arms clasped behind his back. He walks to the pool and stands, staring into its ever-shifting light. If you listen, you can hear them speaking. He cocks his head, then grins a tusky grin in your direction. Or perhaps that's just the water. I'm Scala. I look after the shrine. You are welcome here. Mark story point C2. Okay. So we can spend some time in quiet meditation, or we can leave, essentially.
Kind of made our way here already.
Yeah, I'm all for a bit of
Who's
meditating.
the
Yes, I
we
think,
should
yeah.
definitely do that.
May give us some.
It just occurred to me, have we got the activation tokens?
We do here.
Oh, but we don't flip them when we're in the village, do
No,
we?
yes.
Oh,
they
fine,
don't,
sorry, forget that.
We
I'm
had our
going to
adventuring
curl up around the
days.
fire.
You're going to go to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Meditation.
Or we're going to try and meditate.
Reading my brain.
Mhm.
Done.
You settle yourself on a rock by the pool's edge and open yourself to the experience. As you meditate, Scala silently places a candle before you, lights it, and shuffles away. You watch the candle burn down, listening to the murmuring of the spirits in the water. Mark 1 progress in spiritual meditation.
Nice.
Okay, it's down here. Okay. If story point I7 is marked, nope. Otherwise, time passes. Okay, so that's our first hour. And the encounter is complete. Alright, that was the shrine. I feel spiritually progressed. Where are we going now?
Well, speaking of spiritually progression, maybe the library would be the next step.
It is next door. That would make sense. Do you
So
want to
we're
take us to the
lazy.
library?
The village library is large for a village of the size of Dragonholt. It features an antechamber, a main room with rows of bookshelves, and a few side rooms. On most days, one of the side rooms is used as a classroom for the village youth. If 4 more or less time has passed today, and
Yep.
otherwise, yes. So. The library's main hall features a tall writing desk underneath a window set in the ceiling and 4 walls covered in shelves full of books. Perched atop a stool at the writing desk is a grey-robed, grey-haired human woman spattered with ink, a quill scritching as she carefully copies out another letter. If it is day 1 and story point V6 is not marked, it's not day 1. If it is day 6, if it is day 7, and otherwise. So otherwise.
Yep. I'm just trying to think. There are a couple of days where it's important to be in certain places, aren't there?
Mhm. Well, it seems, is it 5
in
and
the
7?
market we
Sorry.
wanted to go to on day 3.
3.
Okay.
Yep.
But nothing on day 2?
No, most of the time the places we go to are just like they're open during the day if it's a shop, or in the evening if it's like a pub.
Okay.
Those are the kind of considerations that I think we've seen so far.
So we may want to go back to the library on day 6 and day 7.
Mm.
The librarian glances at you, then returns her attention to the page. A grey tabby cat drops down from a nearby bookshelf, pauses a moment to stretch, then brushes against your leg. So we can spend some time doing research or studying, ask if there is any work that can be done, donate your collected books to the library, or leave the library.
Collected books.
We don't have any books.
No, I
So
don't
that we
think
have.
we do. And it
Um,
requires a story points mark, so maybe there is a part in the story where we actually collect some
Yeah,
books that we
okay.
can donate. But that's not our case. So spend some time doing research or studying, or ask if there is any work that can be done. I cannot spend some time petting the cat, but apparently it's not an option.
That's what I'm here for.
It'd be nice to help her out.
Yeah,
We usually benefit, don't we, when we help
Yeah.
people out?
that is
We
true.
want to, find
Because
things
we're
to do.
trying to get more heroic so that we can go up.
That's right. We need to go and sort out the
Smithy
goblins
had
or
a
something.
job,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we weren't heroic enough.
We need 3 fame, and we've only got 1. So somehow we need to become famous.
So
Yeah.
we're asking everybody for help.
So working in the library, that's got to be
Yep.
pretty fame-inducing. Okay, yeah, let's try that.
So shall I continue reading, or is it?
Yeah, unless it says
Uses-
encounter complete. You can
Okay.
go.
Yeah, that's right.
The librarian gestures to an untidy stack of books on a table in the middle of the room. These needs to be sorted and reshelved, she says. People are so inconsiderate sometimes, just leaving the books lying around. There's also some work to do in the book bindery if you have the skill. Do we have the skill?
We've got nearly every
Yeah.
skill, haven't we?
Yeah.
So
As long as it doesn't
return,
need awareness, we're fine.
return the unsorted books to their proper shelves, or bind some of the new books, which requires craftsmanship, which I have,
Do you have?
Yeah. or leave the library. So
Well,
shall
that's
I?
it. Sounds more skilled than just
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
be
We'll get
skillful.
paid better.
Yes, yeah,
and more famous for our bookbinding skills.
exactly.
We'll just put our name on all the books.
On the inside.
Yes.
Do you need adventurers? Heroic. Cheap pay.
Yeah.
Easy labour. Call.
Oh, wait. Yeah. The librarian shows you to the book bindery, a side room where sheets upon sheets of loose paper lie carefully stacked, with glue and thread and boards and the other necessities of bookbinding close at hand. Settling down at the workbench, you carefully stitch together a completed manuscript. Once that's done, you glue the pages inside the bracket of stiff boards and fasten a vise around the book while the glue sets. Finally, you wrap the whole thing in leather and burn the title into the cover with a hot iron. Hey, we can put our names down as well. When the librarian sees your work, she seems impressed, nodding as she turns the book over and over in her hands. I'll always have work for someone of your skill, she says, passing you a handful of coins. You each gain 25 gold if you have craftsmanship skill. Oh, that's each. So that means that only the people who have craftsmanship? Or is it?
Yeah, I'm still not sure on how that works.
Yeah.
So I think the you each refers to all of us.
And
but
if
then-
one of us has that skill, then we all get the money because we all
So
helped.
you each gain 25 gold if you have the corresponding skill.
Yeah.
Is that how you'd read it?
So the singular person.
Well, we couldn't have turned to this entry if we didn't have craftsmanship, so it's then
Yeah.
asked us again.
Oh yeah. So you think because one of us has craftsmanship, we'll get 25
I think so.
rather than getting 100?
It seems unlikely that we. The other way you read it is that one person stands there, or the 3 of us stand there, and the other person crafts, and we just go.
Which I guess is
We'll
true.
watch you craft.
Because you're the only one with the craftsmanship.
But
Isn't
surely,
I
on the
could
other
show
hand, you might be
you,
able to teach.
and- yes.
Yeah, we can help by holding the paper
Yeah.
or whatever.
it? Yeah. Okay.
Let's go for 25.
So I'll go for
each.
25 at the moment.
Oh.
Okay.
2 time passes, and this encounter is complete.
All right. So
So
we've done
where
the shrine,
next?
we've done the library. Sorry, 2 times that passes.
Yes,
so
yeah.
I missed that.
So
That's
up
a lot of
to-
time.
So up to 3. What time of day is it?
It's the afternoon.
Do we think the Château Arch is open yet, or do we think that's open?
No, it's in the evening. We've been there before.
I'm quite
And
peckish.
I've made notes. No, well, we should go to the apothecary.
Because, yeah, we haven't been there.
That's true, we haven't been there. That's the one that, what's her name's trying to do up.
Is that
Mariam.
Yeah,
Mariam.
Mariam.
She was going to do it up, wasn't she?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
That's always a
Who
good
hasn't
place,
been
yeah.
yet?
Me, I guess.
Are you happy to go today?
Nah, I'm gonna. I'm going to go to the Drunken
Back to the
Hog,
Drunken
obviously.
I've got some trail rations in my pocket. You can just have those.
Was it 6,300?
Yeah.
The apothecary shop is a 2-storey building featuring a large storefront and multiple back rooms. A show window fills nearly the entire front wall of the building, looking out towards the village green. It's 5 or less time has passed.
Yep.
Read the entry below. One day too, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
The walls of the apothecary shop are still darkened by soot and burnt wood. But you see the front door and its frame have been replaced. The boards that previously covered the front window have been replaced by a tarp. So they're obviously started making some effort at replacing it. If 0 or 1 time has passed,
Nope.
nope. If 3 or more time has passed today,
Yes.
I believe that is the case. You hear hammering from within the shop, and as you look in through the door, you see Braxton pounding nails into the floor. Marion stands close at hand, holding the next nail ready. Stacks of lumber lie piled against the walls, and tools are scattered everywhere. Ready, says Braxton, pausing, and Marion bends down and places the nail point down against the floorboard. In line with the joist, you see, she says. The nail is going through the board, and it needs something to bite into it on the other end. She holds the nail steady while Braxton lifts her hammer. Oh, says Braxton, laying her hammer down. Company. She nods over her shoulder, and you see Marion bounces to her feet. Hello, says Marion. Welcome to Marion's Mortar and Pestle. She scrunches her face up and sticks out a tongue. No, I hate that. Marion's mixing you. Worse. Braxton laughs and Marion nudges her with her foot. Well, you come with something. No, I have perfect faith in you, says Braxton. So we can either offer to help with the renovations, or we can leave them to their work. So are we good people, is the real
Yes, yeah.
Are we going to waste our day helping this annoying orc woman and a little annoying gnome friend?
I'm sure it'll be
Yes,
useful if we help them out.
probably.
Yeah. Also, apothecary shop means potions.
Free,
Oh, that's
free,
right.
free
Maybe.
potions.
Discounted potions.
Yeah.
That's got to be good.
If only I could think of a good name for it.
Mariam leads to the supply tools. If you could cut some of these boards to length, that'd be very helpful, thank you, she says. But keep your name suggestions yourself.
I can think of one.
I'll think of one. It'll be great. She obviously heard you.
I'm going to come up with that one.
She returns to Braxton as you use a length of string, a piece of chalk, and a handsaw to measure the cut lengths of board. Marion continues to coach Braxton through the process of hammering the boards into place, lingering by her side far as if it's clear that Braxton has understood the nuances. Time passes.
Okay. It's dinner time.
It's always dinner time.
It's fine. Have some trail rations.
Occasionally, when they don't think you're looking, you see Marion rest a hand on Braxton's shoulder or the back of her neck, or Braxton smiles shyly at the gnome. Not a lot is said until they seem to remember you're there, and Marion clears her throat and marches across the room to gather more nails. We're making great progress, she says. Thank you so much for your help.
No worries.
Stuff happening there. Ask Marion where she learned carpentry. Ask Braxton what she does besides helping Marion. Ask Marion and Braxton about their relationship.
The relationship's their own business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd wade in with. So, you two then.
That's fine. Who cares? Ask her about carpentry.
Yeah, was
Yeah,
it
because we kind
carpentry
of know
or-
about Braxton doesn't do anything but
Yeah, we
looks
talked
after
about
Marion. She's already said that to us before.
Okay, fine. Carpentry.
6835. You ask Marion where she learned her carpentry, and she shrugs. Picked it up here and there. We wanderers don't build many of our own houses or raised barns, but I grew up in a wagon that needs repairs, and sometimes you all come together and build a new one to give something as a wedding present. Decent wedding present. She grins. Well, not that I'll be needing it. Anyway, my brother actually is a really good carpenter. He does lots of work in human towns, in between helping out as a farmland. Mariam is good at anything she puts her mind to, so far as I can tell, says Braxton, as Marion delivers another bag of nails. Flatterer, says Marion. Keep talking. With the boards cut and the floor in a good shape, you start paneling the wall in the front door. Braxton brings a basket full of straw and you tuck it into the space between the beams as insulation. Better than nothing, Marion greens. I'll probably want to hang some blankets and tapestries or something in winter. Braxton nods. It sounds like you want to make it very cosy. Well, I'll be here a while, says Marion, smiling at the orc, so why not? You each lose 1 stamina. Time passes.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
If 6 or more time has passed today,
No, we've had 5.
otherwise read this. This looks great, Mariam says, standing in the middle of the room and turning a circle. You and Braxton pause to stretch. The walls and the floors are complete with no unsightly dangerous holes or cracks. Thanks for the help. We finished much faster than I thought. Let's get started on the back room. Braxton hops down into the hole on the left of the lack of the floor in the back room, and you start handing her boards. Over the next hour, you manage to create a walkable path between doors and finish a sizable portion of the back floor. Time passes again.
Oof. I'm tired now.
We each lose another stamina.
Ouch.
Mark 1 progress in physical training.
Oh, that's good though.
And we read another entry. We're very kind people. We are super kind people.
But we're getting good at physical training. We're halfway to a progress point.
There's a flare and a hissing cackle as Marion lights a lantern, and you realise you've been struggling to see the dark for the past few minutes. The sun has set. Yeah, basically spent most of the day. That's a great day's work. What do you say, Braxton? Should we head back to the Swan for dinner?
Yes.
Dinner and a bath, I think, says Braxton. Do you still want food? Strolling at stowing her tools. Thank you for your help, she says. You'd be welcome to join us for dinner. Not the bath, though, says Mariam. No. Braxton looks at Mariam with quizzical disbelief. But the gnome only smiles and sticks a tongue out at the orc. This encounter is complete.
Okay. Well, as much as I'd like to go to the Swan for dinner, we kind of want to go to the Chatty Archer, don't we? I'm sure where it's...
Well, he goes to the Swan as well.
Oh, really?
We were told...
No, wasn't
He
the
sometimes
Chatty
goes to
Archer
the
the market?
He sometimes goes to the Swan for lunch and dinner, he said.
Okay.
But we also know we saw him in the Chatty Archer last night.
We did, that's true. And it's technically it's night now. Evening has finished.
Well,
The sun has set.
Somebody's book too.
Chatty Archer?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, what day are we on to? A small group of women passes a horn of ale around as they throw darts at a wooden board. Occasionally they burst out into peals of laughter for no obvious reason. An elderly human man sits at the bar whittling as flakes of wood float to land on his legs and on the floor beneath him.
That sounds good. Sounds like our guy.
Me no, like
She wants a guy.
wood stuff.
He whittles a
He
lot.
whittles. And nothing that's stressful, sort of.
Hunter nods at you as you enter and then goes back to cleaning his bar. Theodore leans back and places his knife flat on the counter and sighs. You know, that reminds me of a story. Listen to Theodore's story, order something to eat, which requires us to spend money,
That's
or
okay.
leave the Chatty Archer. Well, I think we should listen to Theodore's story, since that's what we've come here to do.
Yes.
You can just spend 25 gold if you want to
Look,
pretend you ate.
give you a wine gum.
We haven't eaten.
You might have some Werther's originals on him.
I've done nothing but eat. Just like carry some stuff on you.
I caught 2 mice.
3, 4. When I were a young lad, I used to spend hours exploring Eventide Forest. The forest was not so dangerous then as it is now, although more dangerous than I knew then. The Tree of Tales was where I returned again and again. I always felt at peace there, knowing that so many generations of my people have been coming and telling their stories to the tree. I told my share too, never you doubt it. The old man rubs his chin, scratching at the grey stubble. One time, I got powerful hungry in the woods, so I thought I'd best rustle up some food. Now, there's plenty to be had if you know what to look for, and so I soon found a stand of blackberries that I thought would suit me just fine. But I suppose someone else had the same idea, since as soon as I started picking berries, I heard a mighty howling, and a yowling, and the whole thicket shook. I fell back just as an enormous cat with glowing green eyes burst out to land on me. The creature bounded off just as quickly, but I swear I saw an amber necklace on a silver chain hung around his neck. Theodore shakes his head and picks his knife back up. That reminds me of a story. If day 1 or 6... It's day 2, 4, or 7. So
Yes, it's day 2.
Theodore goes off on a long and winding story about his youth, playing in the village and on the edge of the Eventide forest. The mill pond there, where the river flows out of the forest, was where we used to spend most of our time. We would catch frogs and then hide them where the girls would find them, just to watch them shriek. Theodore bursts out laughing, shaking his head. There was one girl though, Ursula, that's with a U, the other initial on the trinket.
Oh.
She never let our pranks frighten her. She gave as good as she got. I love that girl, but I could never tell her that. I used to write her letters and love poetry, but I could never give them to her. I took them to the Tree of Tales instead, out in the forest, and asked the spirits to bring us together. One time, I gave her a little wooden badger I'd carved, told her that it reminded me of her because she was fierce too. I don't think she liked that. Let that be a lesson to you. If you're going to compare a girl to an animal, choose something more majestic than a badger. But that was the closest I ever got to telling her how I felt. That reminds me of a story.
All right.
Continue listening to Theodore. Show Theodore the wooden trinket you found, or leave before he starts telling another story. Well, I think
do have
Yeah.
the trinket.
Yeah.
It
Since
would
we're
be
here.
unfair.
we've got it.
His next
So,
story might be better than the first two.
well, it's fine. It's telling good stories. It's fine. You guys have just got no romance in your heart, no poetry. When you show Theodore the trinket you found in Eventide Forest, his story trails off and dies in his throat. My word, he says, taking it from you with trembling hands. He peers down at the wooden badger, seeming to see it more with his fingers than with his watery eyes. This is the very one. I gave this to Ursula when we were both so young. A smile spread slowly across his face, crinkling his wrinkles like a withered apple. It didn't have these letters carved into it then, though. T and U. Theodore and Ursula. You found this at the Tree of Tales? Hand trembling, he reaches inside his sawdust-covered woolen coat and withdraws a letter, stiff and dry and crinkling with age and sealed with a dollop of red wax. I think the spirit of the Tree of Tales is telling me that it's finally time. Why else would you bring this talisman into my hands? She must have carved in our initials and placed it there herself. He looks down at the letter, smoothing her on the countertop in front of him. Oh, but I still can't bear to face her. I feel like such a fool, letting it go so long. He holds out the letter, his voice wavering. Do you think you might deliver this to her for me? She shouldn't be hard to find. She's run the Countess in since her husband died. We lose the wooden trinket.
Yeah.
We gain a love letter if you want to find item C. We mark story point 03.
03, yep.
We mark 1 progress in heroism.
Oh,
Oh,
Nice
See?
one.
yeah.
That's why
excellent.
you
Some value in
listen
it.
to old men.
Worth it
Feel
after all.
heroic.
Time passes
Oh, okay.
and the encounter is complete.
All right.
Now the Countess Inn, I think we met Ursula at the Countess Inn when we went there the first day.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they
The name
straight
rings
after
a
the
bell.
letter.
Yes, yeah.
We've still got time. We could rush over there now.
Well, hang on. We still haven't eaten.
Well, I'm sure
Oh, when
it's,
this one's complete. We can't,
It's
can't eat
also-
here now, can we?
No, we're done at the chatty yard.
Yeah. You can't actually have any more food now.
Dinner time's
It's
finished.
closed, yeah.
But maybe the inn
The
serves
inn-
the
it's an inn.
food.
The inn
so-
might help it. All right, go
If
on
you
then.
deliver the
Have another
letter,
wine gum.
maybe we'll be rewarded in food.
Okay.
So let's, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
A painted sign showing a woman's profile with a silver coronet adorns this two-story building. The ground floor is of pale red stone, where the upper story is a sprawling half-timber affair hanging over the entrance and supported by thick wooden posts. Flower boxes filled with colourful flowers are ranged between the support beams. If this is your first time visiting this location, we went there on the first day, so otherwise read your entry below that corresponds to the current day. We are on day 2. Low laughter spreads through the room. A silver-haired man throws a hand of painted cards on the table before him, groaning as another man chuckles and moves a wooden peg on a board marked with many holes. The room is soon quiet once more as the men shuffle the cards and prepare to deal another hand. A small group of silver-haired men and women ponder over a board of light and dark squares adorned with wooden playing pieces. A man half reads, half dozes by the fire. The room is filled with a vibrant, intense hush. Ursula sits in her usual seat beneath the painted tree, sipping tea from a silver cup. Ivor gets something to eat,
Oh,
Oh, we've got a letter to deliver.
which requires us to
You might
spend
get free
gold,
food.
or deliver the letter to Ursula, which requires story point 03,
Yeah.
is marked, but K8 is not.
K8 is not marked.
Okay, or leave the counters in. I think we came here with a goal, so we have a
Go on
mission
then.
here. You offer the sealed envelope to Ursula, and she begins to smile as soon as she sees the handwriting on the outside. Oh, Lady's Grace, she breathes. Theo, you damn fool. Took you long enough. So you lose the love letter. She breaks the seal and spreads the letter on the table before her. Candle, girl, candle, she says, and a willowy daughter brings a candle in a silver holder, placing it on the table to cast its light on the letter. Ursula reads carefully, tears beading in the corners of her eyes. When she stands, presses the letter onto her heart and closes her eyes. I have something for you, she says, and steps through a door almost invisible under the mural's paint. A moment later, she returns, holding a time-worn cloth doll that she cradles with obvious affection. My mother made this doll for me when we first came to Dragonholt. I had no friends then, you see, so she told me the doll would keep me from being lonely, and it has, for all these long years. She reaches out and places the doll in your hands. Its colors are fading, but its stitches still hold true. Something about its crooked face seems welcoming. I don't need this anymore. I won't be lonely. I want you to have it. Maybe you can find some other poor lonely child in need, as you seem to be going about doing good deeds.
We met some girl who wanted a doll, didn't we?
Yeah, we just fixed her one day.
Yes,
That was
yeah.
it.
Much
That
happier
was
with
in
it,
the
yeah.
smithy.
We didn't
Yeah.
have it at the time.
Mm.
Oh, so we missed our chance now.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else wants a doll.
So you gain the cloth doll, item R.
Mm-hmm.
You mark story point K8,
K8, yes.
and we mark one progress in heroism.
Excellent.
Yes.
I feel more heroic.
Yeah. She sighs and settles down again in her seat. I shall have to think about how to respond to Theo. Might be fitting to let him stew a week or two. Stew
No,
what? No.
It's already waited long enough.
we've already been idiots.
But in the meantime, was there anything I could do for you?
Ooh.
No, we're
Ooh.
fine.
So we either
We're good.
get
We'll go now.
something to eat,
Yes, please.
but we still need to pay for it,
We've got loads of money, it's fine.
No,
or we leave the countess in.
we're all
So
right.
surely she could give her free food, considering
Oh, she's ready
She
to
should be
let the
super
No,
go.
we'll, it's not heroic
so.
if we're only doing it for free stuff.
Sure.
We did it for love.
Yeah.
food. I believe. I don't know. Actually.
Let's get something to eat now. I'm quite hungry.
So do you want to read the entry where if you
I've been
eat?
quite hungry all day.
Yeah.
Did you not have breakfast with the rest
I'm
of
gonna. It's still you, I think, because
Because it, yeah, it's
the
still me.
encounter's not
Yes,
complete
that's
yet.
true.
Wouldn't
But
have.
okay. Even though it's your decision.
It's a group decision.
I feel like I've been overruled all day.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll let that one.
I don't know, I just feel like eating some of those things you don't need to mention in an RPG.
Eating's cheating.
I mean, I don't mention when I went to the loo.
No.
I didn't,
You
have, to
haven't
go,
been
I didn't have to go
to
to
the loo.
entry.
But meal times are a significant part of the day.
So it's going to.
What did you think
Yeah.
he was doing? What did you think he was doing while we were in the in the library at that time?
You
You've
don't
been
open
holding
some of
it.
those books.
No.
Ursula's daughter, whose name you still haven't managed to coax out of her, brings you a platter mounted high with lightly spiced boiled vegetables, rich red beans, and a cut of cold mutton. The food is a little on the bland side, but filling, and seems appropriate to the clientele. You each recover 2 stamina.
Yay!
Yeah, just before we go to bed and recover stamina.
Yeah. Time passes,
Oh.
and this encounter is complete.
Oh, okay. And that cost us. It was 5 gold.
5 gold each.
Each. Yeah.
each.
Super expensive. That's why we don't ever buy any food here.
Okay, and that is the last time unit. So 8 time has passed in day 2. So we have to read entry 9330. Well, we did a lot of work. on that day?
For Mariam.
We forged connections between two lost souls.
That's true. You return to your room for the night. Despite the comforts of the Swan, you have a fitful rest, woken in the night by thunder. Heavy rain pelts your windows, and strong winds rattle the shutters. Somehow, you manage to fall asleep before dawn. You each recover 3 stamina.
We're full anyway, because we just spent 5 cold.
You each recover 1 skill. You each refresh your activation token. Which is strange, because this is the Dragonholt village book, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't understand. We might have missed a rule.
But we're not meant to be
We'll be
using
back.
activation tokens. This chapter of the story ends here. When you're ready to begin the next chapter, read entry 5322. So, that's the end of day 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty quick, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Should we go on to day 3?
I think we should.
Yes, yeah.
All right, so
5322.
5322. Someone else want to kick us off on day
Okay.
3?
So what was the number again?
5322.
Okay, I can manage.
Day 3.
Yeah.
Which is a much shorter day for
Market
some reason.
day.
Only 6 time it is required to pass, and then that's the end of the day. So,
And we do need to go to the market.
yes, that
That's
was
very
actually-
important.
Yes,
I've
yeah.
got a note here. We must go to the market.
You wake late the next morning to the knocking at your door. Forgive the disturbance, dear, you hear Sapphire's voice from the hall. Someone from the manor, from Countess Regina's household, has come to speak with you. You quickly dress yourself. Sapphire leads you to the private sitting room where your guest is waiting for you. Timothy, the Countess steward, fussing in a ruffled yellow shirt.
Was he the guy
Is he the one I think's about? I think
in
we're
the
all
manor?
bad
I think
guys.
he was the. I keep calling him the butler, but
Yeah, he
what
was
did
steward.
Steward.
Steward, yeah.
Butler, I think, effectively. So he's very suspect, we think.
And he's aware of something. He's probably the cat.
Okay.
Okay,
It hadn't
it's
happened yet.
possible. Prove it isn't. You quickly dress yourself and... I've read that bit. Dressing again in front of him. Thank you for seeing me, he says. I trust you are finding Dragonholt to your satisfaction. He stands and paces to a window, peering through it for a moment, then turning to you. I shall skip past the pleasantries, as I fear time may be of the essence. The Countess's son, Philip, is missing. He was last seen yesterday, leaving for a day trip to visit the Tree of Tales in the forest with his manservant Talbot.
Talbot, you see,
Talbot.
Talbot is a werewolf
Okay.
So hang on.
because of his name.
I need to get. This is some kind of noble family, isn't it?
Yes.
So we had the Countess Regina, was it?
Yes.
Yes, and she's got 2 children.
And she
Sonia.
hasn't gone
Yeah.
missing, has she?
We've got
And Philip.
we've had the diary. Seen something about the
We've
diary.
got Sonia's journal.
Sonia.
Sonia is the one that went missing or got killed.
Fell off the horse.
Oh, was she the daughter of the Countess?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And then
Philip is the
Philip
son.
is
Philip's.
the son.
Yes. Who has
And
a
now-
manservant.
And there's a
He's
guy.
gone missing.
There's a guy who wants to take the title. I don't
Wasn't that
remember
like
his name.
cousin or uncle or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Family related,
okay.
maybe.
And he's bumping him off.
Right.
Okay. Are we happy with that?
So we think that the other butler might be in it.
The butler.
What was he called?
Talbot.
No, Talbot is new.
Okay.
No, okay.
The dog's body, maybe.
Timothy is the one that I said was a bad guy because of the intro.
And he's the one we're talking to.
But he's the
isn't
one who's now telling us to do this. He
Yeah.
might not
Maybe
be
he's
that
trying
guy.
to get us bumped off though.
Could be a trap.
he?
Yeah.
Okay.
They rode 2 of her ladyship's best horses and should have been gone and back in a handful of hours. Timothy sighs and dabs his face with a lace handkerchief. The horse came back, rideless, early this morning. It's normally a bad sign. Timothy reaches to his belt and places a velvet bag on the table before him. It clinks. I wish you to. The Countess wishes you to contract your service. Philip must be found, but none of her ladyship guards are, he pauses, picking his words, ideally suited for such a task. Celeste recommended you specifically for this. Timothy slides the purse across the table to you. You gain 50 gold.
Woo!
This in advance of any expenses you might incur. And there are going to be many, many expenses we incur. The rest awaits you awaits the safe return of Jesus' youngest child. Please hurry. The family can only bear so much grief. So we have some options.
We need silver, wolfsbane.
Garlic.
1,000 gold pieces.
Garlic. There's a werewolf.
Just
in case it's a vampire.
Or just food is constantly just for tonight's meal. Want some garlic?
We can either ask, what do you mean, so much grief? What can you tell me about Talbot?
Yep.
What can you tell me about Philip? Say no more.
No, Talbot.
Talbot, yeah.
What can you tell me about the werewolf Talbot?
Talbot is a steady man and has been Philip's trusted servant for the past 10 years. He was once a member of a layship's guard before an injury forced him to seek lighter duty.
Yeah. Was it a animal-related injury? Was he bitten by a wolf?
Timothy puffs out his chest. I myself was once a soldier, you know. Logistics. Really soldiering or just moving stuff? He pauses as if lost in memory for a moment, then returns his attention to. In any case, Talbot is a good man and a personal friend. If any harm has befallen young Philip, you can be rest assured that it befell Talbot first.
Philip's a werewolf now.
What can you tell me about Philip? He's
Yeah.
a werewolf now.
He's a werewolf.
Or say no more. We know he's a werewolf, we don't know what to tell him. Any preference?
We
we can ask.
Philip.
May as well ask about Philip.
Philip is a darling lad. 13. No, I tell a lie. He's just celebrated his 14th name day. He's a bright and inquisitive, always reading books and telling stories. This trip of his to the Tree of Tales is just the sort of thing he does, you understand. Timothy smiles and shakes his head. He once brought home an injured bird and tried me to get to nurse it back to health. I have no idea how to care for a bird, of course, and neither did Philip. And so the bird died after only a few days, eaten by a wolf. Poor thing. Philip cried and cried and insisted we bury it beneath the Valens apple tree in the orchard. The steward sighs and looks directly into your eyes. Please bring Philip back home.
Okay.
We can again ask about Talbot.
We've done that.
I believe it'd be the same. Or
Keep asking him until he tells us he's a werewolf.
Or say no more.
Say
Alright,
no
shall
more.
we move on?
We're on it.
Yep.
We need to get going.
Yep. Sweet. I mean, we'll just walk by the market first.
Yes.
It is market day. You return to the common room to find Sapphire waiting to pounce. Well, she asked, what did the steward want? What's this about the Countess' son? He's missing, I hear. Tell me. She obviously was right up to the door for that entire conversation.
Dropping some eaves.
You explain in brief what Timothy asked of you while Sapphire fixes you breakfast of oat cakes, butter and a small basket of berries.
Yeah.
That's just you. The rest of us will be...
That's it. That's the last.
That poor child. She's talking of you again because you don't get enough food. Yes. When you finish both your meal and your story. Well, you may want to see my niece in her shop. She might have potions or something for you. Good luck. Philip is a good lad, and I'd hate to see him hurt. Then Sapphire's called away to deal with new guests, and you walk out the front door of the Swan, still eating berries. This encounter is complete. When you are prepared to enter the Eventide Forest, visit the dragon statue at 1590.
Alright, and that's like the main gate of the town, isn't it?
I'm just going to move that before I accidentally catch it.
Okay. So, we're going to the market.
Yeah, we've just been pushed towards the apothecary.
Yeah.
Although we do have healing potions anyway.
Sorry, she was suggesting that we go visit the apothecary, was she?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yeah.
we speak to Mariam because she's got potions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because she might be cheaper.
Alright, yeah, let's do that.
I mean, it's possible that's why we've got 6 days worth of time, because we have to. It's basically saying, you really want to start this around at some
We've
point?
got healing potions already.
Do you want to do the apothecary?
Sure. Although the exterior walls of the apothecary shop are still darkened by soot and burnt wood, you see that the front window has been replaced and the door has been painted a bright red colour. If 3 or more time has passed...
Nope.
Nope. Otherwise, read 6063. The jingle of a silver bell greets you as you open the door. Behind the counter, you see Braxton holding a hammer in one hand and aligning a board along a door frame to the back room with the other. She holds several nails in her mouth as she works. You can hear Mariam humming happily and the sound of glass tinkling, but you do not see the gnome until she peeks over the counter that is just taller than she is. "Well, look who it is," bubbles Mariam. "A customer!" Braxton's reply is impossible to make out as she keeps her lips tight over the nine nails. Mariam hops up on the counter, sitting with her feet swinging. "Braxton, take a break. We have company." Braxton drives a nail home with a quick, efficient strikes and steps back to examine her work. She nods, spits the remaining nails into her hand and smiles warmly at you. "It's good to see you," she says. "How are the renovations to the shop coming along? Do you have any potions for sale? Or Lady Regina's son has gone missing?" Those are 3 options. Potions require us to have 25 or more gold.
We have.
We've got loads of gold. I'm wondering about just telling them though.
About
Look,
Regina's
yeah.
son.
Yeah.
Seeing what they have to say.
Yes.
Alright.
They might feel helpful when they know that someone's in trouble.
You share what the steward told you as Mariam and Braxton pause in their tasks and listen intently. "You're going after him?" asks Braxton. "Oh, that poor kid. I hope he's okay." "I'll go with you. Let me fetch my..." "You will not. I need you here, and you're barely recovered from the beating the bandits gave you." "Actually, Braxton, you would be a big help. Just potions will be enough. Do you have any ready? Or get some rest, Braxton." Braxton, I'm sure, would be a big help, but I couldn't come back to Mariam if Braxton died.
Yes, yeah.
Like, having that on me...
Plus, we'd lose our lodgings, surely. At the
Yes,
they might quickly lose it.
Tell
Yeah,
Braxton to get some rest.
I was going to ask
Well,
about potions.
Well,
what's
let's
the
ask about
potion?
potions.
Yeah.
Potions.
We're here for
She wants
potions.
some money. We're helping the renovation by giving her.
Sure. 9971. Sure do. Wait here. Mariam tumbles backward off the counter and scurries into the back room. Returns a moment later with a tray holding a handful of flasks of red liquid. You may purchase up to 3 healing potions for 25 per potion. Well, I've already got one.
Yeah,
I've already got one.
I
So we
think
don't really need any healing potions.
it's probably
Well, at least we know
worth
she sells healing
buying some
potions.
more.
Yeah.
What do they do again?
They drink to recover half your maximum stamina.
Okay,
We could buy one more, so we've all got a healing potion.
Yes.
that's probably a good idea.
And then
So we're going to buy
Sure.
what,
so
one
25.
for 25 gold?
Okay.
And that wedding isn't going to pay for itself.
So,
That's true. We should
Yep.
give them
so you get to write it on your character sheet.
Yeah.
a little wedding present.
And we get 20, it costs us 25 gold, okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, we've still got 200 gold at this point.
You tell Braxton to get some rest and prepare to leave. "Thank you," says Mariam, walking you to the door. She glances over her shoulder at Braxton, who has resumed her hammering with perhaps more than necessary force. "Good luck. Bring yourselves and Philip back safe. Mark story point I1.
Okay,
Time passes,
okay,
and the encounter is complete."
alright. I'm really keen. I know we have to go on this adventure and save Philip,
Yeah.
whatever his name is.
But we need
But
to
it's
go to the
market day.
Yes, yeah.
I want to
So-
see the market.
We could still go to the guard station again and do some more training.
I
Gets
mean,
us more Harrison.
I think we
I
should
think it's time is passing,
head
so I
off.
think
You don't want to go to the market?
I'll do the market and then head off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go anywhere else.
yeah,
But certainly
okay.
the market.
So yeah, the market it is.
I mean, it's also daytime, so we want to catch the werewolf during the day. That's just common sense.
Yeah. So day 3. The street is bustling with activity, full of carts groaning with produce and other goods. Vendors cries out prices, shoppers argue with one another, and 2 guards in Lady Regina's livery march up and down the street to dissuade thieves and cheats. It feels as if there are twice the number of people crowding the street as actually live in Dragonholt village, which might in fact be true. There are heaps of apples for sale, round red tomatoes, mushrooms gathered from the forest, cages full of squawking chicken and rumbling ducks, bolts of wool cloth dyed green and orange and red, skiing yarns, jar of honey and fruit preserves, baskets of round black bilberries and sweet purple blackberries and bright red strawberries, buckets of nails, not to mention baskets and buckets and jar themselves. One cart near the end of the row catches your attention. A gaily painted wagon hung with a sign that reads Alamir's Elixirs. A short fellow with an enormous striped turban and a thick moustache stands in front of the cart, holding aloft various bottles of brightly colored liquids. So we either browse the merchant's wares, attempt to steal some coins, or leave the market. Attempt to steal some coins requires thievery, but I don't think that's going to be a problem.
So I do have theory, but I don't feel like it's very honest to steal people's money from the
You're
market.
an honest known thief.
Yes.
Yes.
I know.
Are you sure?
Browses wares.
Yeah, I think this is.
Yeah, sure. Although I get the feeling he's going to be selling more potions.
Well, we know the price of the apothecary, so we can always compare.
That's true. I wonder if Mariam's overcharging us.
Come, try my elixirs, calls the merchant. His voice is lilting with an accent you cannot place. They are brewed with secret recipes from far-off lands, yes? Catching your eye, the man steps forward. You? Fortune has brought you to me, I'd think. Come on, come see what I have to offer. He makes a sweeping gesture, ushering you forward to stand before his cart, as if presenting you in a grand ballroom or secret sanctum. The fire of Lorimor, nectar of the desert rose, powdered dragon's tooth, I have all these things, yes? But I see you eyeing my potion of healing, yes? 35 gold, but vial for you. Special price. And also, this. He flourishes, and you see a slender glass vial, filled with a sparkling green liquid. A potion to grant you incredible speed. Yours for only 70 gold. Very handy in a tight spot, yes? The man steps back, placing the potion on a rack on the edge of his cart. He tugs at the exotic silks of his strange attire and arches an eyebrow. So, you will buy, yes? Buy the potions for the listed price, and you may purchase up to 2 healing potions for 35 gold per potion. I don't think so. You may purchase 1 swiftness potion for 70 gold. And then time passes and this encounter is complete. Or we attempt to negotiate a better price.
Oh.
Or we leave without buying anything.
Yeah, the idea of
No
haggling.
reasonable price.
So
Sounds good
we're
to
not
me.
interested in the healing potion, but maybe the swiftness
Yeah, that sounds
potion?
good.
Yeah. So, negotiation. You point out that you know a pretty good apothecary in town and you're pretty sure you could get a better deal from her. And you try to haggle the strange merchant down in price. My wares are the finest in 6 kingdoms, proclaims the merchant. You would have to travel to Al-Kalim yourself to find better. If you have persuasion skills or streetwise skills, I think we do have those things, yeah. After some back and forth, the man seems deflated. His mysterious exotic accent is gone too. But unfortunately I can't do that. So. Alright, he sighs. 25 for the healing potions, 50 for the potion of swiftness, and that's as low as I can go. I have to make some profit out of this backward town. Hey. So you may purchase up to 2 healing potions for 25 gold per potion. I think we're sorted, don't we?
Yeah,
It's the
they're
same
okay.
price, but yeah. You may purchase 1 swiftness potion for 50 gold.
Still seems like a lot.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Let's get one.
Yeah, let's
So
get
50 gold.
Yeah, 1 swiftness potion, which is item D. Mark 1 progress in social practice,
Oh,
which
that's
is
worth it.
apparently negotiation is social
Practice.
practice.
Mm-hmm.
Time passes and this encounter is complete.
All right.
The swiftness potion. The liquid inside this vial is quick to move and sticks to itself and nothing else. When you drink it, you gain agility, awareness, and thievery for the remainder of the current day.
They won't be happy in a bind when we don't have something you can do. Like certainly agility might be very handy.
Yes. Okay. And does that have to be given to a particular person?
It's given to me.
Okay. I guess you don't have agility, do you?
I do not. Or awareness.
You have
Or thievery.
Oh, it gives you awareness as well. I didn't pick up on that
awareness is handy.
because we don't have that.
Agility, awareness, and thievery.
Oh, what's got these?
I have none of those.
Okay.
So are we going to dragon stuff?
Yes,
today?
I think we need to leave at this point.
Alright, pass it on.
Thank you.
Let's go kill a werewolf.
Two massive dragon statues tower over the western road like an archway. One statue is carved from black stone, the other from white, and they are positioned to look as if they are dueling. The statues are the closest thing Dragonholt has to a town gate. I think we had that before. If it is day 3...
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
and story point A4 is marked... No. You pass beneath the twin dragon statues and begin your hike toward Eventide Forest. You turn back once as you go, in time to see a cloud pass across the sun and cast the statues into shadow.
An omen.
Ooh.
If 5 or more time has passed today, nope. Otherwise, this encounter is complete. Read entry 1005 in the Whispering Leaves quest book.
Quest
Oh,
book.
so this might be a good time for us to stop,
Mm-hmm.
and we can move on to Whispering Leaves next time.
Yes, yeah.
See if we can rescue Philip, is that his name?
Yes.
Philip.
Yeah.
And Talbot.
From the werewolf. All right, great. Well, thanks very much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you again next time.
Bye.